Andy, what is it about a Dan Quinn defense that makes it so tough or makes it kind of stand out?
I think the style of play. I think the type of guys that they get to play in that defense. Guys play really hard and are physical and know where to be. And so I think that's why he's always had a really solid defense.
Offense has been functioning at a pretty good clip. Some hiccups aside against Atlanta this week. What are you guys working to clean up this week?
Yeah, there's a bunch. Yeah, there's a bunch of like little details of things that we looked at that could have made it a lot cleaner than it was. And I think for us, it's like all those little details matter. And so for us getting into it, we know what we need to correct. And for us now, it's a new week, another opportunity for us to go play like we know we can play.
Facing Washington and their defense, what do they present to you? Some guys who have some familiarity in this room with Frankie and Jeremy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're a big part of what they're doing defensively, and I think everybody knows what type of players they are. Two guys that are talking about big and physical guys that play really hard. They fit that mold. So we know that. That's just the style that they play. They're not too complicated in what they do, but they're just really sound in everything that they do.
I understand it's kind of an obvious question, but when you're playing an offense as explosive as Washington's, the emphasis on long drives and keeping the ball out of their hands and converting third downs, is there added emphasis or anything like that, or how valuable are those long drives in a situation?
Yeah, I think when you have long drives, it obviously keeps them off the field, but you need to have the long drives and score touchdowns. You can't you can't kick field goals, and so I think that's the point of emphasis is like when we have to take advantage of every drive that we have, and it's more that than sustaining the drives and making sure that we're long, make sure that we put a bunch of plays out there. Because at the end of the day, scoring touchdowns is what helps you win those games.
This defense, not to put all blame on defense, but I mean they've given up the 9th most points in the Super Bowl era through 6 games. Is it hard when you're playing offense and I guess you feel like you got to score a lot to kind of stay in the game? Has that been? How does that change your approach?
I mean, it doesn't necessarily change our approach. We want to score every time we're out there, and it's just kind of how these games have gone so far. Is we got to keep scoring, and so however it goes in each game, for us, our mindset that when we have the ball, we're going to do everything we can to get points on the board.
I know it's only been one day, but what have you seen out of Jonathan Brooks back on the field?
Yeah, I was happy to see him. The tempo of practice wasn't. We did some walkthrough and different things, but for him just being in the huddle, him getting comfortable hearing the play, doing the right thing, I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do.
Andy, what have you noticed about just in team practice about Trevin on the other side of you? You've got so much experience, and he's just getting started with that position. Have you noticed anything about him over there?
Yeah, he's got good instincts. I think that's the thing. You can tell that it's in him to be really good at the position. So for him, it's and I've said it to like all rookies that are going through it. The more they play, the better they'll get. The more understanding that they'll have, and experience is the best teacher.